Hey everyone, today I'm going to review for you set number 76111, the Batman Brother Eye Takedown. Now there's two builds for this, which I really like. Out of the newer sets that came out, I think this month, or I think a few days ago, one of them was, I think, a Talon escape, something about a Batman with a bunch of, I think an Owlman or something. I think that was the villain for that set. Where it was just like a little kind of three-wheeled vehicle. But I decided to get this one instead because I just felt this was more interesting. Because that set it only had one build, but this one it has two builds. And it also has a light brick in this set, so I'll show you where the light brick is incorporated into this set. Now, as far as the minifigures go, that's also one of the reasons why I picked this set, because the minifigures actually are a pretty good selection, and this one is exclusive just to this set, and her name is Batwoman. I don't know if she's going to come in a future set, but for now it looks like this is the only set she's going to appear in. So yeah, as far as Batman goes, recently they've been doing it with the same variations, but I feel like this one is a little bit more updated for the short cowled version. And yeah, as you can see, well, actually I'll show you the minifigures after I show the builds. And then the third one is, yeah, I forgot, I think his name is just Brother Eye, or yeah, his name is Omac actually. So we'll start with the main build, which is, I think, the Batplane. At first, I really thought this was one of the boat builds, because, you know, we've seen a few Batman boats in the past. I think one I remember is the Arctic Batman one. I really wish I kept that intact, but somehow I think the mask cracked on the inside, so I couldn't keep that in like completely new condition. But yeah, this is not a boat. This is actually a plane, another plane. But yeah, again, it really does look like a boat. The build wasn't too hard. Obviously, these are always the small sets. They're never too hard. And you've got there's nothing new about the cockpit piece. I've gotten a lot of these window pieces, so there's nothing new about that. But obviously the highlight of these new Batman sets, the newer ones for this month, they have these new accessory pieces. And most of them are already incorporated into the build, but they give a lot of extras. But in this one, they only give a few, but like 7 is kind of a lot. And 3 of them are already incorporated into the build. So I'll show that. And as far as the whole front of this goes, they always have that half hard and half rubbery plastic for the top of the wings. So I mean, it won't really get bent or anything like that. The plastic won't bend, but maybe from wear and tear in the future it will. There are 2 stud shooters. You guys know how that works. Obviously, I wouldn't show that because, you know, I always lose them for some reason. And I think, as far as I know, I don't think they gave any extras for this, unless I put the extra pieces in the box. I think I did that. Obviously, they would have given extra pieces. I just probably put it for storage. But yeah, as far as the extra pieces, these are the ones that you should actually keep with the set, just in case. I don't know. But yeah, you got this on the side. You can move this up and down. I don't know why you would want to do that. I don't think this is supposed to be one of the fins to help it move around, maneuver a little bit better. But I think I would just keep it down like this. And then 2 kind of telescope pieces to incorporate 2 more guns on either side. On the bottom, there's nothing too special. It's just like 2 1x2 plates, clear plates. And for the back of the plane, it's actually a separate kind of build. It looks like it's incorporated into it. But yeah, it's a different way how they built it, and I feel like I broke it now. Actually, no, yeah, the weird thing about this entire set is that it felt kind of incomplete. It just kind of felt like things didn't fit as well, and they're a bit, yeah, even on the bottom over here, you see there are jumper plates there. So it felt kind of incomplete to me, but that's just me. The set is still really good, but again, it felt a little incomplete to me. On the inside, these are not actually stickers. There are no stickers whatsoever in the set, which is a really good plus point. So there are 2 radar pieces over here. And I like this actually because it's kind of new. I've never seen this print before, because usually it's just the standard kind of plain kind of printed piece. I don't know why there's a bunch of dust here. But yeah, there's usually just the standard stuff that we get for this type of piece, but it's new for this, and you get that kind of alien language, which is also really cool. And then this is one of the newer pieces. So one is used for the kind of steering wheel, I guess. And then two are just used for extra design. These kind of feel kind of like they're gonna fall off, and sometimes I think they do. So you got to be careful with that. You don't knock it over or anything like that, because yeah, it does fall off really easily. And yeah, that's the plane. And I haven't got to the second build yet. But this is where the light brick comes in. It's really cool how they incorporated that. You just press onto this. I mean, it's visible, but if you just display it like this, it wouldn't be as noticeable. There wouldn't be any other way to cover this up and just make it smooth all the way, because obviously this thing would be pushed in all the way, and it would never stop shining. So they had to fix that and just keep it open like that on the bottom, and no one's really gonna notice anyways. It's just from that top view, no one's gonna display it on the side, but it's supposed to look like a star, and it's like supposed to be called Brother Eye. But yeah, again, the way they incorporated the light brick was really cool. And to show all the circuitry, it also looks really cool, but the circuitry kind of printing is on this, so it just gives even more detail on top of that. And like I said, since it's supposed to look like a star, there are obviously 5, I don't know, arms. 3 of them are movable with 2, one ball joint. 3 of them, yeah, again, are with 1 ball joint. And then the 2 smaller ones are just by a clip. They're just held by a clip. There are 4 random antenna pieces. I think that's what you call them. I'm always scared of these pieces because, I've bent a few, even in the Ninjago City. I think I slightly bent the antenna piece, if there is one in the first place. But yeah, I think it was more like a fishing pole piece or something like that. But yeah, these can get bent really easily, so it's always crucial to always display it in the proper way, because maybe if you accidentally push it like that, you can already see over there it's already bending a little bit. So you wouldn't want that to be bent. Otherwise, you'll end up ordering new pieces. The weird part is there's a stud shooter on this side, and then there's the same piece was used over here on this side. I thought there was going to be another stud shooter over here, but they just left it like that. They could have just put a normal 1x1 brick, but they just left it with the clip over there. I don't know why. Maybe you can switch directions like that. But obviously there's only symmetry. There is no symmetry over here. Because even if you turn it around, it's not supposed to look equal like that all the way. And it's impossible because, again, the light brick, so it wouldn't just look completely perfect like that. You've got a little bit of movement like this. This one is, the movement is pretty unique because, again, it's just the ball joint. But there's also I forgot what that piece is called, but it's relatively new, but it can only move up and down. It just allows it to move up and down, but since the ball joint's there, you can move it all around. And you can't make it walk like that, I guess. Yeah, you can't really do that because since the ball joint is there, it just keeps falling down. Yeah, those are the builds, and this, we usually get the 2 standard batarangs, but again, since they're the newer sets, we get these new accessories. I don't know how I would use these in any ways, like maybe the minifigures can hold them, but they're kind of not scaled to the minifigure size, so it's kind of weird. So you get 2 of these, you get 2 of the normal shaped bat symbols, which are incorporated into the plane. If you take them off, it would kind of look awkward. And then you get the 2 bigger ones, and there's like a stud on each of them, so you can probably put them on something. And yeah, there's also another, so you can put it over here on top of it if you want. Maybe you can replace it, something like that, but yeah. And then there are these, these are the weapons, correct weapons from the Dark Knight movie. I feel like I've seen these as the normal batarang, so it's kind of cool. But again, the size difference, it kind of feels like this piece is like 10 times bigger than the minifigure. So that's why the smaller version, and I kind of lost that. But yeah, you get 2 of these. One is already in the ship, and then one you get included that you can make Batman hold. So yeah, those are the accessories that you get, the newer ones. And now to the minifigures. He gets that again, and then the new printing for the torso, I think, it is new for this set. And then on the other side, you get a double-sided face, which is a more angry face, and then another one is even more angrier. And this is obviously the short-cowled mask. The second one is Batwoman, and this one I really like the minifigure because I don't know how she looks. I don't know if she wears a mask on top of a mask, because her skin is white. I'm not sure why. I don't know the backstory to this character whatsoever. But she's wearing goggles over here. One is a kind of smirking face, and then the other one is a more angry face, or just like slightly angry. And then she gets the red, new fabric cape, and then you get printing on the back over there with the red belt. They didn't, for the belts, for the Batman minifigures, they didn't use the ones from the Lego Batman movie, the extra bat piece over here, the bat belt. So that's really nice that they just kept going on with the printing. And the really cool thing is her mask, because it's just like Batman's mask, but there's hair incorporated into it, and it's just one big piece. So that's really cool. And that mold is just really cool. I mean, it kind of reminds me of the Batman Beyond suit, but yeah, it's still a really cool minifigure. No printing on the legs, and yeah, there's no printing on the legs for any of these minifigures. And the last one is Omak. Again, I don't know the backstory to this character either, but I guess he's some kind of hypnotizing kind of thing. I think there's another character called Starro, something like that. I think he's related to that kind of. He has the same powers, like mind control. And then you get these flick fire things. I don't know what these are called. These are new pieces, I guess. And then you get the printing of the eye on his torso, and then you get his one eye for his head. Obviously no double-sided printing, because he just has a mohawk, a blue mohawk. So it's all blue. No printing on the legs, but there's interesting printing on the back of the torso. So yeah, you got that. But other than that, this set is pretty unique and really cool as far as the build and the minifigures go. And they include a light brick also. But yeah, other than that, thank you for watching. Comment, like, and subscribe.